Breaking news. It's been more than a week since 2-year-old Ava Enlow's mom saw her at a local Starbucks.
Who Athena says was supposed to return Ava on Wednesday, but he never showed.
But when mom goes to see her little girl, she's gone. The house where the toddler should have been has been partially emptied, and there's no sign of the little girl.
Neighbors say they saw Brent packing up and leaving his home the weekend before Ava was supposed to be back with her mom.
Your heart is pounding incredibly fast, and you're thinking, okay, what's going on? Why is there no answer at the door?
Police were called out twice to try to get Ava back, but no one was home.
Police say they have no leads to Ava's whereabouts and are concerned for little Ava's safety.
We are taking your calls. Where is 2-year-old Ava? Last seen at a local Starbucks. To Greg Paul, KFYI. Greg, what can you tell us?
Well, Nancy, right now police are calling this a parental abduction case. 2-year-old Ava, of course, dropped off with her father, 31-year-old Brett Anderson, by Ava's mother at that North Phoenix Starbucks. The mother, Athena Manuma, has said nothing was out of the ordinary when she was dropping Ava off. But when she went to pick Ava up, the father was a no-show, so she went over to Brett Anderson's house only to find that he no longer lives there. And as you just heard, those neighbors had said he was moving furniture out of that house. So Mom called police. Now both sides of the family are worried because Brett Anderson recently lost his job, is having financial difficulties, and, of course, his home is foreclosed on, and the pair have both been classified as missing persons for nearly a week.
Police saying extreme danger, that this little girl is in extreme danger. And we all pray to God this is not another tot mom situation. To Alexis Weed. Alexis, when the mom goes to the dad's house, what does she find?
She finds that he's moved out of the house, Nancy, and some neighbors told the local ABC station there that he was moving furniture out of this house as early as that same Saturday when the mother dropped Ava off with the dad.
So she gets there and there's some furniture left. He's partially moved out. That says to me he didn't even wait to take all of his stuff. He wanted to get away with the little girl.
Also, the paternal grandmother goes to the home. She finds the same thing, Nancy, that this home has some furniture there, some removed.
To Clark Goldban, what more do we know at this hour, Clark?
Well, Nancy, what's especially concerning is that the dad, Brent Anderson, apparently, according to reports, had quit his job, a long-time job he had at a local Fry's grocery store there for over 15 years. Fry's employees saying there to local media that he was a dependable employee, and this is unlike him. All of a sudden, about 6 weeks ago, Nancy, he allegedly just stopped showing up to work.
Okay, I don't understand, Clark Goldban. What was a 3-year-old girl doing at a Starbucks?
Well, Nancy, she was just about 2 years old, and there was going to be a rendezvous.
Excuse me, thank you.
Between the girl's mom and the girl's dad. Now, Dad was supposed to have her for about 5 days, and Mom said when she dropped her off at that Starbucks location, everything seemed normal, nothing out of the ordinary. However, just a few days later, when she goes back to pick her up, she doesn't see them. She's at the dad's house. She knocks, and she says she felt immediately something was wrong when she didn't see them, and that's when she called police.
Alexis Weed, had the mom stayed in touch with them by phone? I mean, I've been away from the twins now for a couple of hours. I've already called home twice. So right. Has she been in touch with them over this 5 days?
As far as we know, Nancy, the last time that the mom heard from her little girl was that same day that she dropped her off on Saturday.
So for all we know, he's got a 5-day head start,
right,
Alexis?
That's right.
Joining me right now is a special guest. This is the mother of Brent Anderson, 31-year-old Brent Anderson. We believe he's got baby Ava. Melinda Barros is with us. Miss Barros, thank you for being with us. Where is your son and Ava?
I have no clue.
Tell me what you know regarding his disappearance. Why did he quit his job? Why was he in financial trouble? If he was in financial trouble, why would he quit his job?
First of all, I don't know that he was in any financial trouble. That's an assumption on other people's part. He quit his job, I found out after the fact that he was already gone. Why would he quit his job? He was tired of dealing with all of the twisted lies and things that the family kept putting forth for him wouldn't allow for him to see Ava. It goes very deep, and it goes 3 years long. I walked side by side with my son going through this whole court case, and I feel bad for him that he's had to deal with people who are manipulative and can't speak the truth. And I tried working with him and telling him that he just has to keep going and keep working with it, and hopefully that the truth someday will come out and he will get what he is justified to have, being a father.
With me, Melinda Barros. This is the mother of Brent Anderson, who we believe has baby Ava. Ms. Barros, again, thank you for being with us. You started off by saying that he quit his job because he was tired of dealing with lies by the family. How did lies by the family affecting custody of baby Ava make him quit his job? What did that have to do with his job?
Okay, first of all, Brent, his whole life is Ava. That's all he's ever wanted to do was take care of her. Mom has wanted to alienate Brent out of his life through all of the different lies and things that she has done, and not allowed Brent to see Ava by manipulation of her time at work, when she told the judge that she was going to keep her hours the way that they were, and Brent gave up one of his days for her so that she was able to have Ava on her day off so that she could have quality time. My son was gracious enough to do that for her. Okay, I still don't
understand how all of this made him quit his job, if you would address that.
He quit his job. It would be my assumption that he quit his job because he was not getting what he needed to get out of it. He had tried working with it, and it was not working for him.
Okay,
and
well, that has nothing to do with alleged lies by the family. It has nothing to do with alleged lies by the family.
But it does.
Okay, fine. I've asked you 3 times to explain how, and I'm not hearing it, but I do hear you are saying that the mom was keeping him from seeing baby Ava, but didn't he have her for 5 straight days?
It doesn't matter. Yes, he had her for 5 straight days. He does have that. But the interim, there is times where he's supposed to have her when she is working, and she would manipulate her time so that he wouldn't get her in the time that she was working. She would say she was only working for 3 hours, and then she wouldn't bring her over to Brent.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that you believe Ava's mom manipulated the truth of her work hours to keep your son from seeing baby Ava. That's what I'm hearing. Now, have you been in touch with him since he went on the run with baby Ava?
Negative. I have not.
Not anything, not one word, not an email, not a text, not a phone call, nothing. Has he remarried?
He is married for the first time, yes.
And have you tried to contact either your son or the wife?
There is nothing to contact him on. He doesn't have a phone. There is no way of contacting him. I have no way of contacting him whatsoever.
Oh, so neither one of them have a cell phone?
Neither one of them have a phone.
Okay. All right. Back to Alexis Weed, our producer on the story. What more can you tell me, Alexis? Why are cops saying that this baby is in extreme danger?
Nancy, they're saying she's in extreme danger because it's so very much out of the ordinary for this father to just take off. As you heard Clark Goldband say, this guy's been working for the same company for 16 years. He's been said to be a loyal employee, a good father. But, Nancy, I will say that the mother did file for a protective order against the father at one time, claiming that he mistakenly said that he was the father of Ayla, which we know to be not true at this point.
Ava Enlow's mother says her and the girl's father didn't speak much. Until now, she says they had joint custody and kept a strict schedule, picking up and dropping off Ava at a certain time and a certain place. Friends of Brent say he's a loving dad, and everyone just wants to see Ava back home safely.
Where is Melinda's 2-year-old baby, Ava. Police say she is in extreme danger. Alexis, I couldn't understand what you were saying. You were saying that Ava's mother once filed a TRO against the bio dad, Brent Anderson, where she claimed he was harassing her during her pregnancy. They were not married, so I doubt that they were living together, is my understanding. What do you mean harassing her? What was the allegation?
Right, Nancy. The mom had said in this request for the restraining order that he was harassing her. The biological dad was harassing her by email, by showing up at her workplace. She even asked for a transfer to go to another place of employment. But we now know through DNA tests that the father requested that he is, in fact, Ava's dad.
To Pat Brown, criminal profiler. Pat Brown, when you come home and you find the house is cleaned out of furniture and the baby's gone, the father has quit a job of many, many years. What does that say to you as a profiler?
Well, it's a pretty scary situation. We see a lot of emotional problems, I think, on this man's part. But this is often the scenario we see when a man loses his job and the house is going to foreclosure, that he kills himself and his child. So is this child alive or isn't this child alive?
Karen Stark, psychologist, weigh in.
Very dangerous, Nancy. This guy is part of a sinking ship. He quit his job. I heard that it's foreclosure on his house. If he really cares about his baby, the question is, why in the world would he be hurting her this way and taking his baby away from the mother? That's not a good dad. That's a bad dad.
To Melinda Barros, mother of Brent Anderson, you mentioned you didn't know anything about financial troubles. His home is in foreclosure, Miss Barros.
No, it is not. That is a false statement. It is not in foreclosure. It is 2 months behind. That is it.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm glad to know it's not in foreclosure. If he doesn't have financial problems, why is he 2 months behind in the house note?
My son has never been. Why is he behind? Because he has spent $30,000 in attorney fees trying to be able to have custody of his daughter and be able to be a dad that he needs to be to her.
Tonight, Melinda Barros is being the voice of her son, Brent Anderson. Police on the lookout for Brent Anderson and this little girl, baby Ava. Let's stop and remember, Army see tomorrow night, 8 o'clock sharp Eastern, and until then, good night, friend.